Hoegaarden Brewery is a brewery in Hoegaarden, Belgium, and the producer of a well-known wheat beer. History. Early and recent history. The village of Hoegaarden had been known for its ûťаарdən since the Middle Ages. In the 19th century, the village had 13 breweries and 9 distilleries. However, in 1957, the last local wheat beer brewery, Thomson, closed its doors. Pierre Sellers, a milkman who had grown up next to the brewery and sometimes helped with brewing, decided some 10 years later to try to revive the style. He started a new brewery, called De Sluis, in his hayloft. Sellers used the traditional ingredients of water, yeast, wheat, hops, coriander, and dried Cura sectional orange peel known as llúithre. In the 1980s, with demand for the product continuing to grow, Sellers bought ɦuːɡærdə, a former lemonade factory, to expand his brewing operations. After a fire in 1985, several brewers offered their help as is traditional in Belgium. One of these was the largest brewer in the country, called Interbrew. Interbrew lent money for the purchase of other buildings to rebuild the brewery. Over time, Sellers felt very strongly that the company used the loan to pressure him to change the recipe to make the beer more mass market. Sellers goes to Texas. Sellers decided instead to sell them the brewery, and with the proceeds, he moved to the United States, where he set up the Sellers Brewery in Austin, Texas, to continue making wheat beer to what he described as the original Hoegaarden recipe. It was later acquired by Miller Brewing. Sellers never fully relocated to Texas, but his daughter and son-in-law, who operated the brewery, did. Miller ultimately closed the brewery and sold the equipment and brand names to Michigan Brewing Company. The wheat beer Sellers brewed in Texas, which he described as the original Hoegaarden recipe, was at the same time brewed in Belgium, first by Brouwerij de Smeet and then later by Brouwerij van Steenberge. This beer, Sellers White, is still being brewed in Belgium by Brouwerij van Steenberge, and was brewed in the U.S. by Michigan Brewing Company. Hoegaarden since InBev takeover. In November 2005, InBev announced the forthcoming closure of the brewery in Hoegaarden, among other changes in Belgium. The brewery was to close in late 2006 with production moving to InBev's larger brewery in Jupil. The beer Julius was said to have been an immediate casualty, and sparked worries that all beers that were bottle-conditioned would be changed. The closure sparked protests from Hoegaarden locals, upset at the loss of the town's most famous symbol and largest employer. The move was never completed. The brewers in Jupil remained unsatisfied with local production of the wheat beer, so on September 10, 2007, InBev decided to keep the production in Hoegaarden. InBev also decided to invest part of a €60 million budget in the Hoegaarden site to upgrade the facilities. Types of Hoegaarden beer. Wheat beer, first brewed in 1445. Hoegaarden is a wheat beer and is spiced with coriander and orange peel. It is unfiltered and therefore has a cloudy appearance. In many bars, it is customarily drunk with a slice of lemon. It has an alcoholic content of 4.9%. Rosa Copyright E, launched in 2007, 3% ABV. Available in the Benelux. Citron, launched in 2008, 3% ABV. Grand Cru, launched in 1985, 8.5% ABV. Julius, an 8.8% blonde ale, with a dry taste formed through triple hopping. Forbidden Fruit, French, Fruit Defendu. Flemish, Verboden Vrucht, an 8.8% dark ale, with complex spicing. Das, a 5% spiced amber ale, from a 1931 recipe. Spa Copyright Sci Ale, launched in 1995, 5.7% ABV. Hoegaarden Spa Copyright Sci Ale is a full-bodied, rich Belgian-style wheat beer. It has a characteristic fruity taste and clear spicy notes of clove and coriander. Slightly citrus and rounded off by a smoky, sweet vanilla quality, its sweet and sour flavor is well balanced. Spa Copyright Sci Ale is averagely bitter but with hardly any aftertaste. It is available from October to January. References. External links, Tweet Visitors Center.